floor. The new magazine from Parador. Inspiring features on the most beautiful house in the world. Fascinating floors from all over Europe. A magazine as genuine as wood. Photo features on people and their homes, between the art of living and performance demand. Paris, for instance. Paris, mon amour. Change is at home in the 10th arrondissement. How a young designer found his home here, of all places, among old tabacs, modern design bookshops, and on a monastery floor. When Jean-Christophe Aumar saw the apartment in the 10th arrondissement for the first time, it was crammed, located in an unappealing quarter of Paris. The window dresser was working in the neighborhood. This was a quarter you only went to when you had to, Aumar explains. I saw the for sale sign. The 95 square meters were mine in no time. At the time I thought, I don't care about the quarter, the apartment isn't that expensive. The designer had walls and furniture taken out, and laid bare a floor that is over 300 years old and originates from the time the house was a monastery. Aumar also felt like a hermit in the apartment. At the beginning only a few friends visited him, so he worked harder. I became self-employed and set up my own firm, Voici Voilà, and acquired new clients all the time. Soon he was to design the decor of Chloé and Lacoste stores the world over. When I came back from business trips, I brought accessories from markets with me as well as things I no longer needed for my work. In this way, the apartment became a log of the designer's work and trips. Classic pieces picked up from flea markets are combined with the glamorous leftovers of shop window displays in such a way you feel you're actually standing in a display. In one made for you to touch, converse, and work in a word, live. The wooden floor lends itself to this. I was surprised when I found the French herringbone design beneath the carpet, the designer enthuses. I still change a great deal in my little loft. Change is what also defines the quarter. The 10th arrondissement ceased being a mental no-go area some time ago when only a few curious creatures would be seen around. After being redeveloped, the area around Canal Saint-Martin has become a popular residential area. Students, artists, and those who would like to be moved in here because the rents were initially very reasonable. For Aumar, the quarter is not only home, it is also a laboratory, a source of ideas. The mixture of alternative restaurants, Atari amusement arcades, unpretentious bars, and design bookshops has already stretched from the canal all the way to the Rue des Petits Écuriers, which Aumar called his home. Property prices are already on the rise. Aumar's apartment, built for €250,000 10 years ago, is now worth 4 times as much. Gentrification is the name of the process by which the value of a quarter with very reasonable rents is raised by cultural activities until the rents go up and the original inhabitants are driven out. I prefer to call it reurbanization, says Jean-Christophe with a grin. His arrondissement is still affordable, he says. Even though there are now a few unusual shops here, there is still the traditional infrastructure. The tabac for the elderly, the day nursery next door. I hope the mixture stays like this, says Aumar. Otherwise, I'd no longer feel at home. Then I'd have to look for a new home. The search for the most beautiful home and the most beautiful floors led Parador not only to Paris. Other great photo features present floors and residents in the Vendée and Hamburg, Amsterdam and Burgenland. They bring the new desire for the diversity of special floors to life. Floors that fascinate with their beauty. A claim we live up to every day at Parador, with the New Classics Design Edition by Hadi Teherani, for instance. New Classics Design Edition. Old tradition and new classics created from the collaboration between Parador and the architect Hadi Teherani. A fascinating exclusive statement to counter any boredom. High-quality combinations of wood and stone looks and interplay between light and shade. A totally new variety of design options, uniqueness and elegance for every room. The architect and product designer Hadi Teherani has developed innovative laminate floors for Parador, and incidentally reinterpreted the herringbone-engineered wood flooring. For Teherani, the floor is the basis. The floor speaks with the room, wall and ceiling. The one is inconceivable without the other, he says. No matter if it's a white floor that reflects and reproduces light and shade, a high-quality natural stone floor, or a wood with a block strip character, every time it's about making a statement. What a poet can express with words, an architect can do equally with materials, Teherani continues. The New Classics Design Edition combines marble with wood looks, lays oriental ornamentation over classic decors, and reinvents the herringbone. This turns the room into a place of desirability. The visitor wonders, that looks good. Why is that? Then he sees that only the formats are arranged differently, says Teherani. You just shift a few things and that creates a level which the eye captures differently. Exciting changes of perspective are also produced by laminate flooring, in which Teherani worked with fictitious surfaces with palpable enthusiasm. With laminate flooring, we are operating with recyclable things. Laminate flooring is prints on paper. Seen like that, it produces a construction kit providing so many ideas, the architect says. Back to the herringbone. Besides the possibility of combining different sizes, the New Classics Design Edition also brings colorfulness into play. The source of inspiration for this is men's fashion, with its traditional herringbone suits. Hadi Teherani started with fashion in 1990, at the same time as he did with architecture. My label was called Herrenhaus, made by architects, Teherani recalls. I was already thinking in terms of brand back then. Brand names and business names stand for products, and that gives customers security. Take Parador, for example. With this company's products, you always know what kind of floor you're buying, and not just any old import. New Classics Design Edition. Artistic freedom meets contemporary design, with an inspiring experience that redefines floor design. What still awaits you on our trade fair stand? ClickTex, the first carpet to click together. Eco-Balance PUR, sustainability meets resilient floor covering. New surfaces in the vinyl range. Clearly arranged, inspiring, contemporary. Laminate and engineered wood flooring in 5 product collections.